Hi, it's me. It's Thursday. You guys know what's Thursday, right? He's not in the episode. But let's talk about it. Jujutsu Kaisen, Season 2, Episode 16, Thunderclap. This episode was... To call it insane would be mildly calling it insane. It was bonkers. Absolutely, incredibly ridiculous. Animation-wise, it did falter a few times. I did find it like a little janky, but still, it was solid. It was a solid episode. Oh my god! Where to start? Because there's two fights in this episode. One is short and one is long, and it's like, what? Okay, so let's start from the beginning. Thunderclap. We start off with Megumi, which is a miracle. Well, I'll get to it. So Megumi is fighting his father, Toji. This fight was bonkers. There was not a single time where Megumi, honestly, I'm going to say it right now, I don't think he had an advantage in this fight at all. He was... Give this guy props. He fought someone. Beat. And only beat because discovering his new ability with the hollow purple. And that is the only reason Gojo beat this guy. And Megumi did everything humanly possible to at least survive. That's all it was. It was surviving. He does everything he possibly can to stay at least to be in sync with Toji. Now, excuse me. Eventually, what happens in the fight? He's throwing trucks at him. He's throwing objects at him. I'm like, yo, there's a scene that I was like, what the is this? They're in a garage, and he has these his summoned those rabbit things he had in a couple episodes back. Megumi. Toji just stomps his foot on the ground, and the ground comes up, and he just pokes the debris, just the debris, and it goes shooting through these rabbits. I'm like, what the is going on? Now, this happened. That scene just went like, whoa, what the hell? Now, after that, it gets kind of hectic. Eventually, Megumi gets to a back corner. He has one chance to eventually he gets him to a point where they're in this alleyway, and at this chance he could probably counter him. He almost gets it, but Toji backed off right at the last second. He got stabbed, unfortunately, Megumi. Now, at this point, Toji stops. And he sees Megumi, and he realizes, more or less realizes, who he is. And we get a flashback. A flashback when he was talking to Neobito Zenin, the old guy, about Megumi and him getting rid of him and blah, blah, blah. And after that flashback, we briefly see his wife saying, take care of Megumi. And all he asks his son is, what is your name? And he says, he doesn't say Zenin. He says what his name originally was. And he says, Then Toji stabbed himself in the head. I was like, what? But that's to be expected. Because he realized that's his son. Duh. So he just figured. Now, after this happens, you see the dead body of the grandson of Baba, and that whole thing is nipped in. The guy who Nanami completely annihilated and threw him across the wall, the street, into a concrete wall, shows up and attacks Megumi from behind. I'm like, dude, you're an ant. Like, this dude is an ant compared to everybody else in the show. I forgot to mention, the episode started with Jogo falling and saying how he thought he would, I guess he was wrong, that he's really, the gap is too great. And then you just see Sukuna. And then we jump into, well, before we get into that, we do get a breather. We do see Panda with this other dude. He's this guy with the trench coat. His name, I gotta find it. Listen, names. Can I get like a little notepad to just all the names and stuff? But he's another sorcerer who was there. But he doesn't really. Oh, that's his name, Atsuya. So Atsuya and Panda are just going around. Atsuya knows where Gojo is, but he doesn't want to go there because he doesn't want to die. So eventually, after this whole back and forth, I forgot to talk about this first. They get confronted with other sorcerers. These sorcerers are not curse spirits. They're just they're curse users, and they follow Geto to a certain point. They following him. Even though, it's revealed that that's not his body. This guy took over his body. That whole business. They still want to follow him. So they show up and they want them to surrender. And before we get into any of that, this fight between Sukuna and Joko, I have never seen a more one-sided fight in my life. Nothing Joko did worked. I was like, but here's the thing. This is the one thing I will say about this show, about this anime, that I find so insane. When you have characters like Toji, Gojo, and Sukuna, and you have a character like Jogo, and you think to yourself, oh, Jogo's father. Yeah, but in last week's episode, we saw him clear house against Maki and Nanami and Neogato, the other Zenin. So it's like, he does well with first class sorcerers, but when he fights Gojo and Sukuna, no, it's like, holy shit. So the fight continues, but it's just, it's so one-sided. He knows everything at Sukuna. It's like, oh my god, it was insane. It was insane. I gotta calm down. But it was an insane fight. The animation, it did seem a little wonky at times for Mappa. But it's still good. Still fucking good. So the fight was going crazy. They were crashing through buildings, lava. I was like, holy shit. There's actually one moment, where when Panda and that other guy are confronting the two sorcerers who are following, and there's like a flashback also between them and the girls who got killed. And this other dude, LaRue. He's played by the guy who played Rin Tosaka's father in Fate Zero. So they had like a conversation, I forgot to mention that, and they basically were saying about Geto, and the girls were saying no, he hijacked his body, blah, 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 blah. But these two are there, and Sukuna shows up out of nowhere. And they're like, this look on their faces, it's like they just shit their pants. And then he just tells them, don't move. Stay still. And then like, because Jogo has this meteor he's coming down with, and then it hits, and they're gone. Oh, shit. And the animation with the meteor and everything in between, I thought that was very nice. The CGI I thought was done very well. Especially, oh my god, when Sukuna has his fire technique he's got. That was beautifully done. Oh my god, it was tremendous. So I thought the CGI was done very exponential. If that was CGI, I'm not really sure, in the episode. Now, obviously, this doesn't go well for Jacob. But what happens is we have another, it's kind of a, I want to say it's like a out-of-body experience. He sees Hanami and Dagon. So it's obvious that he dies from this scene. And he explains how they'll be resurrected and how, you know, it'd be like humans and so he said, oh, like we're the true humans. And then Sukuna shows up. Now, props given, I actually like this scene. This shows Sukuna in a different light. It's kind of weird. It's almost like he, you know, he's lives for so long and he now wants to tell Jogo, you know, to keep his head up high. You are strong. So it's like he's admitting to him that he was a worthy opponent and such. But, you know, because he was going on about Sukuna about the curses and humans and that whole business. But logistically, Jogo's dead. He's just a flaming figure of fire. I don't know. It's like magma kind of thing. And after that, this girl shows up. The one we saw, I think, a couple of episodes ago. Oh, where's her? I forgot her name. I think it starts with a U, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, Urame. She is kneeling before Sukuna and saying, you know, and he recognizes her and so on and so forth. And that's basically what happens in that scene. And then we go back to Megumi. He's knocked out. And there's this hulking figure over this blonde douche nozzle. And that is when the episode ends. This was every episode. I'm just going to say right now, every episode of Shibuya, of the Shibuya arc, is getting a 10 out of 10. Unless the animation falters, where it did kind of falter here, it shows insane. It's insane. Every fight of every episode goes up exponentially. It's like, oh, okay, okay. It's like a tower of goatness. Like every episode, it goes up the tower again and again and again, and it's immense, absolutely immense. So 10 out of 10. Now, unfortunately, next week, yeah, it's only going to be about Megumi. So this, I think what happens is this. I don't want to infer here, but I think what occurs, this thing he summoned, it's going to kill this kid. It's going to fucking die. This kid should have died like ages ago. This blonde kid with the hand sword. Like, Hanami should have just. Not me, I mean, you know. But anyway, let's just say that's what's gonna happen for next week. This is Hawkeye 922. I need a break. I need to stay. So it's too much. It's too much. Oh man. I'll see you guys later. Peace.